Good morning/afternoon, everyone. Today, I want to talk to you about a concept that can radically shift the way we view the challenges and opportunities in our lives. It's the idea that we are not just at the mercy of circumstances, but that we are co-creators with something much greater than ourselves. We are part of a larger design, a divine plan, an unseen force that is always working on our behalf, even when we can't see it. Let's begin by asking, have you ever felt like you're standing at a door, knocking, waiting, hoping for something to happen, and yet it remains closed? You may have prayed for a breakthrough, a change, or a new opportunity, but it seems like nothing is moving. It's easy to feel frustrated, even desperate. But what if I told you that sometimes the door isn't opening because it's not the right door? What if God has something far better planned for you, just waiting to be revealed at the perfect moment? I want you to consider this. What if the reason some doors seem to stay closed is not because you're not working hard enough, not because you're not good enough, but because the timing is not yet right? The right door is not just about what's waiting on the other side. It's about you, your growth, your readiness, and your understanding of the bigger picture. We are all a part of something vast, something that is unfolding beyond what we can fully understand in this moment. And sometimes the doors that seem shut are part of that design. They're not a punishment, they are an invitation to trust in God's plan and His perfect timing and His love for you. When you trust that there is a divine intelligence guiding your life, you begin to step out of the constant pressure of trying to force things into place. You no longer have to chase every opportunity or try to open every door that comes your way. Instead, you learn to pause, to listen, and to align yourself with the flow of life. You stop wondering if the door will open and start trusting that when it's the right time, the door will open exactly as it's meant to. Now, let's talk about timing. We live in a world that is obsessed with speed, with immediate results, with everything happening right now. But real lasting change, real transformative growth, doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, it's a journey, and sometimes the door doesn't open because you are being prepared for something greater. Think about it. Every experience, every challenge you've faced has been a part of your evolution. Every success, every failure, every moment of waiting, it's all part of the divine timing at play. You may not see it in the moment, but in hindsight, you'll look back and realize that everything that has happened has prepared you for the right opportunity at the right time. Trusting God's timing means surrendering the need to control everything. It means knowing that the door will open when you're ready, not just when you think you are, but when everything has aligned perfectly. And when it opens, it will lead you to the next step in your purpose. But here's the catch. When that door opens, you have to be willing to walk through it. You can't stand there doubting yourself, wondering if this is really the right path. You have to trust not just that the door will open, but that you are meant to walk through it. That requires faith, that requires courage, it requires the willingness to step into the unknown, to embrace the uncertainty, and to let go of the need for everything to be guaranteed. The beauty of this process is that you don't have to do it alone. God is with you every step of the way. You are never abandoned. You are never forgotten. Trusting in His plan is not about passivity. It's about moving forward with confidence, knowing that as you take each step, He is guiding you. The right door, the right opportunity will reveal itself exactly when it needs to. So, my friends, as you go through life and face challenges, remember this. You don't have to force the door to open. You don't have to chase after every opportunity that comes your way. Instead, trust in the process. Trust in the timing. Trust that the right door will open at the perfect moment, and when it does, you will be ready to walk through it. Trust that God's plan is far greater than anything you could ever imagine. And remember, sometimes the doors that stay closed are simply God's way of protecting you, of leading you to something far better than you could have ever dreamed. Let God open the right door for you. And when it does, walk through it with faith, with confidence, and with a heart full of gratitude. Thank you. Trust is the foundation upon which we build our relationship with the divine and with ourselves. It's not just a passive feeling, but an active choice, one that requires us to let go of control and surrender to something greater. When we trust, we stop fighting against the flow of life and instead allow ourselves to be guided by a higher power. Trust isn't just about believing in something outside of ourselves. It's about believing in the process, in the unseen hand that is at work, and in the truth that everything happens for a reason, even if we can't understand it at the time. In moments of uncertainty, trust is what holds us steady. When things seem difficult or when the doors we hope to open remain shut, trust helps us remain grounded. It reminds us that there is a greater plan unfolding, one that might not align with our immediate desires, but one that is ultimately leading us to where we need to be. Trust is not about the absence of fear or doubt. It's about acknowledging those feelings and moving forward despite them, knowing that we don't have to have all the answers. It's easy to trust when things are going well, but real trust is tested when we face challenges. In these moments, trust asks us to have faith that we are being prepared for something greater, even if the path ahead is unclear. Trust doesn't demand that we know exactly how things will unfold. It only asks that we believe in the bigger picture. When we trust, we are free to let go of the need for certainty and embrace the mystery of life, confident that whatever is meant for us will come in its own perfect time. Timing is often one of the most challenging aspects of life to understand. We live in a world that promotes instant gratification, where we are constantly told that we should get what we want when we want it. However, the reality is that timing plays a crucial role in everything that happens to us. Often we find ourselves frustrated or discouraged when things don't unfold as quickly as we hope, or when opportunities seem to slip through our fingers. But what if we viewed timing as a key part of a much larger picture, one that we might not fully see in the present moment? There is a rhythm to life, a divine timing that goes beyond our limited understanding. This timing is not governed by human clocks or deadlines, but by a force that knows exactly when we are ready for what's next. It's easy to think that we know what's best for us, and we often try to push things to happen faster. But in doing so, we may be disrupting the natural flow of events, which are carefully orchestrated to unfold in ways that benefit us in the long term. The challenge then is learning to embrace patience and to trust that things will happen when the time is right. Sometimes we're not yet prepared for the opportunities that lie ahead, or we need to grow in ways that we can't yet comprehend. When we fight against the natural flow of time, we create resistance that prevents the right things from coming into our lives. When we surrender to the timing of life, however, we open ourselves to receiving what is truly meant for us without the pressure of forcing outcomes that are not yet aligned with our journey. Faith is the inner conviction that something greater than ourselves is guiding us through life. Even when we can't see the path clearly, it's the belief that there is a purpose to everything, even in the midst of struggles and uncertainty. Faith requires us to let go of the need for concrete evidence and to trust in the unseen. It isn't something that can be controlled or measured. It is a deep knowing that despite what we experience on the surface, there is a bigger picture that is unfolding. In challenging moments, faith becomes our anchor. It's what helps us keep moving forward when the future seems uncertain and when the outcome of our efforts is unknown. Faith doesn't mean that we're free from doubt or fear. In fact, those feelings are natural, but faith gives us the strength to move through them. It allows us to keep going even when we don't have all the answers, knowing that there is something or someone guiding us, even if it's beyond our current understanding. Faith is also about accepting the unknown and not feeling the need to control every aspect of our lives. It's a willingness to trust that the right doors will open at the right time, even if that time isn't now. It challenges us to step out of our comfort zones and take risks, even when we don't know exactly where the road will lead. With faith, we are able to face uncertainty with courage, trusting that each step we take is part of a larger plan that we may not yet be able to comprehend fully. Faith calls us to surrender, to believe that we are supported and to keep moving forward, knowing that the journey is unfolding as it should. Purpose is the driving force behind everything we do. It's the internal compass that guides our actions, decisions, and beliefs. When we are aligned with our true purpose, life feels more meaningful, and even the most challenging moments seem to carry a sense of direction. Discovering your purpose isn't always easy, and sometimes it takes years of trial and error to fully understand why you're here and what you're meant to contribute. However, even when we don't have all the answers, there is a sense that something bigger is at work. Purpose often doesn't reveal itself in grand gestures or immediate success. Instead, it unfolds gradually through the small moments and choices that accumulate over time. It's in the quiet whispers of your heart, the little nudges that tell you to take a certain path or pursue a certain passion. Purpose is something that transcends external circumstances. It's not tied to what others think or to societal expectations, but it's deeply personal, rooted in the uniqueness of who you are. When we begin to recognize our purpose, we start to see life through a different lens. Challenges and setbacks no longer feel like obstacles, but rather opportunities to learn and grow in ways that align with our deeper calling. Purpose connects us to a sense of fulfillment that goes beyond material success or external validation. It's a deeper sense of satisfaction that comes from living authentically, from following a path that resonates with who we are at the core of our being. Living with purpose requires trust in the process, even when the path isn't immediately clear. Sometimes you have to take steps in faith, knowing that each choice you make is bringing you closer to a deeper understanding of your true purpose. Divine plan is the invisible thread that connects the events of our lives, often in ways we cannot fully understand or anticipate. It is the underlying force that shapes our experiences, guiding us through triumphs and challenges, teaching us valuable lessons along the way. The divine plan is not limited to a series of events dictated by fate, but rather an intricate design tailored to our growth, evolution, and ultimate purpose. It's about trusting that there is a higher intelligence at work, one that sees the bigger picture, while we are often caught in the small details of our daily lives. We tend to focus on our immediate desires and wants, striving to control every aspect of our journey. But when we surrender to the divine plan, we let go of the need for certainty, for the illusion of control. Instead, we accept that there are forces beyond our understanding guiding us toward what is truly meant for us. This trust allows us to navigate life with greater ease, even when things don't unfold in the way we expect. There may be times when the path seems unclear, when we question why certain doors remain closed or why challenges arise. But the divine plan always operates from a place of love and purpose, even when we don't see it. The beauty of the divine plan lies in its perfect timing. It is never rushed, never forced. It unfolds gradually at a pace that is precisely what we need to grow into the people we are meant to be. When we trust in this plan, we stop chasing after what isn't meant for us and begin to embrace what is. The divine plan ensures that everything aligns when we are ready, bringing the right opportunities, people, and circumstances into our lives at the perfect moment. Opportunity is often viewed as something external, a door that opens or a moment that presents itself. However, true opportunity goes beyond the surface level of what we can see and understand. It is rooted in our ability to recognize the potential in every situation, in every person, and even in every challenge we face. Opportunity isn't always about instant success or immediate rewards. Sometimes it's about the small, quiet moments that prepare us for something much bigger. When we approach life with an open heart and mind, opportunities reveal themselves in the most unexpected ways. They are not always grand or dramatic, but are often subtle, woven into the fabric of our daily lives. These opportunities come when we are ready to see them, when we've done the inner work to align ourselves with our deeper desires and purpose. It's about being open to the possibilities and understanding that the right opportunities will come at the right time, whether they are opportunities for growth, for learning, or for connection. The key is to shift our perspective. Instead of waiting for the perfect opportunity to fall into our lap, we need to cultivate the mindset that every moment holds potential. The challenge is to be proactive, to engage with life fully, and to step forward with courage, even when the way isn't immediately clear. Sometimes it's through taking action, even in the face of uncertainty, that the door to opportunity swings open. Opportunity is also about timing. We may feel frustrated when things don't seem to move as quickly as we want, but often we are being prepared for something greater that requires patience and persistence. Trusting that the right opportunities will unfold when the time is right allows us to move forward with confidence, knowing that we are always where we need to be. Growth is a continuous, evolving process that shapes us in ways we often don't immediately understand. It is not just about personal development in the traditional sense, but about the inner transformation that occurs as we navigate the challenges and opportunities life offers. Growth requires us to step outside of our comfort zones, to embrace discomfort, and to push through moments of uncertainty. It is often through these very moments that we experience the greatest shifts, even when we may feel like we are struggling. At its core, growth is about expansion, expanding our perspectives, our abilities, and our understanding of who we are and what we're capable of. It's easy to feel stuck or frustrated when progress seems slow or when the path ahead appears unclear. But true growth rarely happens in a straight line. Often it happens in cycles, with periods of rest, reflection, and recalibration, followed by bursts of action and change. Each phase of growth, whether fast or slow, is necessary and valuable in its own right. Growth also requires patience. We often want results immediately, but personal and spiritual growth takes time. The process is not about reaching a destination, but about continuously evolving and becoming the best version of ourselves along the way. Every experience, whether positive or negative, is an opportunity for growth. Even failure and setbacks play a vital role in teaching us lessons that propel us forward. When we begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth, we shift our mindset and are better able to embrace whatever comes our way. Embracing growth means trusting the process, knowing that each step, each moment of discomfort, is part of a much larger journey of transformation. Growth isn't something that happens in the future. It happens now, in the present moment, as we learn to move through life with greater awareness and resilience. Patience is a powerful virtue that often seems difficult to cultivate, especially in a world that demands instant results and immediate gratification. We live in a society that values speed, quick solutions, fast answers, and rapid progress. Yet true growth, success, and fulfillment are rarely the result of rushing through life. Patience teaches us to trust in the process, to accept that some things take time to unfold, and to appreciate the journey rather than fixating on the destination. When we practice patience, we allow life to reveal itself in its own time. This doesn't mean we sit back and do nothing, but rather that we act with intention while allowing space for things to evolve. Patience helps us recognize that not everything is meant to happen right now. Sometimes we need to wait for the right circumstances to align or for us to grow into the person who can handle the next phase of our journey. By resisting the urge to force outcomes, we create an environment where things can naturally fall into place. Patience also encourages us to develop a deeper connection with ourselves. In times of waiting, we learn to sit with our emotions, our desires, and our fears without rushing to escape or change them. It is in these moments of stillness that we gain clarity and insight. The more we practice patience, the more we begin to understand that timing is everything. The universe or the divine operates on a rhythm that is not bound by human schedules. Trusting in this rhythm allows us to move through life with greater ease, knowing that everything will come together when it's meant to. Surrender is one of the most difficult yet liberating practices we can adopt in our lives. It is not about giving up or resigning ourselves to passivity. Rather, it is the act of letting go of control and allowing life to unfold as it is meant to. We often think that in order to achieve our goals, we must be in complete control, constantly pushing, planning, and making things happen. But the truth is, when we release the need to control every aspect of our lives, we create space for true growth, transformation, and alignment with our deeper purpose. Surrender involves trusting that there is a higher force at work, guiding us through the twists and turns of life. It's about acknowledging that no matter how hard we try, we cannot force every door to open or every situation to go exactly as we want. By surrendering, we give ourselves permission to step back, to release the pressure, and to trust that things will unfold as they are meant to. This doesn't mean abandoning our goals or aspirations. Rather, it means trusting that the right opportunities will come when the time is right, without forcing or striving too hard. When we surrender, we stop fighting against life and begin to flow with it. It is in this flow that we find peace and clarity, knowing that we are not alone in our journey. Surrender requires us to embrace uncertainty, to move forward with faith, even when we can't see the entire path ahead. It asks us to let go of our attachment to specific outcomes and to trust that whatever happens is in our best interest. The more we practice surrender, the more we realize that by letting go, we actually create the space for everything we need to come into our lives. Confidence is the quiet strength that allows us to face the uncertainties of life with a sense of assurance. Not because we know exactly what will happen, but because we trust in our ability to navigate whatever comes our way. Confidence is not the absence of fear or doubt. It's the ability to take action despite them. It's the inner knowing that we are capable of handling life's challenges and that we have everything we need within us to succeed, even when the outcome is unclear. Confidence grows when we step into situations that push us beyond our comfort zones. It's in those moments of vulnerability, when we take risks, that we discover our true strength. Every time we face a challenge and persevere, our confidence expands. It's important to remember that confidence is built over time. It's not something we are born with, but something we cultivate through experience, reflection, and personal growth. The more we trust ourselves and our abilities, the more we become aligned with the powerful potential that already exists within us. However, true confidence doesn't come from a place of arrogance or comparison to others. It is rooted in self-awareness and self-acceptance. It is knowing who we are, recognizing our strengths, and being compassionate with ourselves when we make mistakes. Confidence allows us to walk through life with our heads held high, knowing that we are enough just as we are, regardless of external validation or success. The key to confidence is consistency. The more we take inspired action and trust ourselves in the face of uncertainty, the stronger our confidence becomes. It's a muscle that strengthens the more we use it, and as it grows, it empowers us to take on even greater challenges and move toward the life we envision.